I want to start by thanking our viewers who are tuning into another CSE listed issuer update. I'm Anil Mall, representing the Canadian Securities Exchange, and today we are speaking virtually with Eric Allard. Eric is the president and CEO of Tantalex Lithium Resources Corp. The symbol is TTX. Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I am. Thank you very much, Anil, for having me.
Eric, I want to start this conversation. I want to talk a little bit about critical metals and, investment and the eyeballs that are going into this space. There's a lot of interest from the investment community, especially because of, the push towards non-carbon based fuels. Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, Eric, why don't you just give us a brief introduction to Tantalex Lithium Resources? What is your focus here?
Well, Tantalex was created back in 2013 with the focus on critical minerals, mainly tantalum at the time. And it's actually in 2016, after a few forays in African countries, that we landed in the DRC. We were invited by a state-owned company to visit the past historical mine assets of a tin tantalum mine, which is a known pegmatite lithium play right now. So in 2016, lithium was only starting its cycle. I was there back in 2016. Loved the place, loved the area, loved the concessions. So we did our first joint venture back then in the critical mineral space in the DRC. So for us, critical minerals is nothing new. We've been there for a long time, and obviously the DRC right now is the place to go for critical minerals, at least in Africa, and so we're at a good place at a good time.
Eric, before we jump into the region of Africa and its significance, when you think of critical minerals, naturally the uranium, lithium, graphite, those are the ones that stick out and they come to mind because everybody's talking about it. Can you maybe talk to us a little bit about tantalum, the uses, why investors should be paying attention to this critical metal?
Between critical and strategic, I'm not sure the difference, but definitely strategic. Tantalum has a high capacity. It's used in the capacitors of electronic chips, and therefore we have it in all our cell phones, all our microchips. It's a very common and very strategic and critical. Nothing can replace tantalum. Tin is used as solder iron. It's used in the ceramics industry. It's used in a variety of industrial applications. And, it's very steady, two strategic minerals that have steady supply. There's no huge fluctuations, at least not in the tantalum space. And so very stable and good material to be mining for.
Got it. Now let's talk about Africa as a region. Yeah. What was the focus? Why Africa?
Good question. I'm I've been working on African projects for 25 years myself, so I'm partially raised in Africa, so I have that African spirit along with me, and the DRC. Well, we thought Africa was a good place. Tantalum, tin, and lithium are, well, at least tantalum and tin at the beginning in 2016. We knew that was Africa, right? There was a lot of assets that were very promising. So we really went in there and we're a very African focused company. If you look at our board of directors, huge African experience. Our whole team on the ground is African. So it was just,
I think that's a very important component to the success of any company is the team. Are there any key team members that you want to mention that we should pay attention to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our board of directors, Luisa Moreno, resident in Canada, obviously, but PhD, she's from African descent as well, very well known in the Canadian critical mineral space, consulting the government and present on many critical mineral companies. Yves Kabongo, living in the Kinshasa, was in the cobalt sector before and joined us as a member of the board 3 years ago. Our chairman, Adley Nadis, commodity trader in the tin and tantalum space with the Trafigura, all the big guys for the last 15 years. Founded Afrimet and is a significant shareholder as well in the company. So Simon Collins, ex-CEO of Trafigura Mining and Metals Division. So we have a team that really knows about commodities first, and also Africa and working commodities in Africa. which is quite a rare, combination. Exactly. Yeah.
And you did mention a little bit about your previous background, how you got into this space as well. Now, 2023 has been an interesting year for the markets, but your team has been, steady with the news flow. There's a lot of news that was put out. Can you maybe walk us through 2023 and some of the milestones that were met?
Well, for us, 2023 was just executing on our strategy that we established back in 21, 22, where we defined our 3 projects, all in the Manono area in the DRC, which is about 500 kilometers north of Lubumbashi. So our 3 main projects, the Manono Lithium Tailings Project, we did a mineral resource estimate. We issued that in early 2023. So 12 million tons, grading 0.64%. It's a tailings asset, so it's more a mining reclamation. It's a tailings reclamation project more than necessarily a mining project. Our PEA came out back in October, and now we're just about to start our FS during this year. The lithium sector took quite a downturn there in the last few months, so many companies are reassessing. For us, I think it came at a good time because we were between the PEA and the FS, and so we're now able to really look at how we're going to be developing our FS going forward and staging the DMS and the phases just to align with the market. Our second project was the Titan Tin and Tantalum. It's a tin and tantalum alluvial project. We're going to be doing about 130 ton per hour, 16 hours a day. It's built now and we started commissioning. We're still doing a little few adjustments to reach optimal production, but we are producing. We did announce recently our first export. Is ready to be exported out of the DRC. So we're quite content with what's happening right now. A good team, and we're going forward. Our corridor, Pegmatite Corridor, hard rock lithium exploration. We're looking forward to start drilling. We have some great targets that we're looking at, and it's interesting.
My next question here, Eric, of course, the DRC, there's a lot of projects in there. How would you say you and your team and your projects differentiate from some of your peers that might be in the same region and space?
I think we have a proven resource on the tailings asset, so that's a big thing. It's a 6 to 9 year mine life, 112,000 tons of spodumene concentrate per year. Not necessarily a high capex. We're going to be adjusting that in DFS, but our costs are very low. So that differentiates us, right? We have a resource, and we have done our PEA, and we know it's going to be profitable going forward. So, and we are downstrike from the largest hard rock discovery on the planet, 800 million ton resource of 1.65% Li2O, and we're immediately adjacent and downstrike from that discovery. So we're in a position. Manono is probably just the pegmatite, and Manono has more hard rock lithium than Australia. It's just a huge pegmatite, and it's not even completely discovered yet, so or proven up. So we're in a good spot to make a much larger discovery than the tailings, but at least we have something to start producing and generating revenue for the lithium in the near future.
Got it. Now, Eric, I know you mentioned the news from 2024, the exportation of the first tin and tantalum concentrate from your project. Are there any other milestones coming up that you're able to hint at in 2024?
Yes, but again, we're still on our execution phase, right? So a feasibility study will be starting on the lithium, drilling will be starting on the lithium, and then we have to adapt our activities with the cash flow we're going to be generating for the Titan, tin, and tantalum. So our objective is really to become cash flow positive in the very, very near future, which is also something that not many lithium juniors are able to say right now. And with the markets as they are now, it's pretty hard to raise cash. So, just the fact that we don't necessarily have to go to the equity markets and dilute ourselves is already quite a big advantage.
I think that already checks a box as for investors that they should, be paying attention. Eric, we always encourage our viewers to go to your website, do their due diligence, read up on your press releases, the background of the team. And of course, we encourage them to sign up for press releases so they can keep up with news, but also reach out to you and your team should they have further questions. Where can we direct our viewers?
Please, our website, tantalexlithium.com. My email address, ea@tantalex.ca. Pretty simple. I mean, I try to answer all my emails, and please don't hesitate if there's any questions and you want to know more about our company. It's going to be my pleasure.
Well, we wish you nothing but success as you and your team move forward in this space. I know we'll see each other at the PDAC conference, and I look forward to hosting you on in maybe towards the beginning of summer, where we can talk a little bit more about the progress the company has achieved.
Yeah, that'd be great.
To everybody watching and listening, you've been hearing from Eric Allard, who is the president and CEO of Tantalex Lithium Resources Corp. Of course, it's on the CSE under the symbol TTX. Eric, thanks again for your time.
All right, Anil. Thank you. See you soon at PDAC.
Yeah.